Do you just let the year happen, hoping that you get closer to where you wanted to be last year at the end of this year? Well, that's what most people do. And in fact, they spend more time working out where they're going to go on a weekend away than they do on planning their life. Now, I know why we do that. Because we feel like we're out of the control anyway, because nothing seems to go the way we want it to go. There's so many things going on around us. Well, stick with me, because this week I want to help you to shift that thinking and make sure that you stack everything in your favor to end up where it is you actually want to end up. Hi, this is Herbert, VUCA Leadership and Sustainable Performance Coach, and today I want to continue our conversation around personal leadership by helping you to set your own intention. When we go off on a journey, we need to know where it is that we want to arrive at. We need to have some milestones along the way and some things that we need to do, some resources that we need to add so that we, in fact, turn up on time where it is that we wanted to be. Unfortunately, most of us don't do that. And in fact, I remember years ago, I would go on a family road trip and I was a very organized person who had everything down pat normally, and when we stopped at the service station or the gas station to refuel, everybody knew you had enough time to go to the bathroom and to get what you wanted to buy until Dad had finished filling the car. Well, as I got older and wiser and mellower, I changed some things. And I remember going off on road trips where I just thought, you know what? I sort of know where I want to go, but I'm not going to plan. We're just going to wing it. Now, unfortunately, on more than one occasion, that winging it meant that we didn't have a hotel to stay in, that we didn't eat when we were supposed to eat, and we had unhappy children in the back of the vehicle who had to be in there longer than we needed to be because we had to drive all the way home because Dad hadn't done the planning. Now, that's what happens to most of us in our everyday life. We just take off, we just wing it and hope that everything falls into place. Now, as I said, the reason why most of us do this is that we feel like there's no use planning where it is that we want to be, because life happens. So this volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous world that I keep talking about, where the speed of change is so fast and there's so many challenges and roadblocks and things in the way, that it's pointless me trying to work out where I want to go because I'm not in control. Well, you can shift that. And in fact, instead of letting it happen to you, you can navigate the journey that you're going on and roll with the punches because you've set up in your own plan some contingencies. Not everything's going to go the way that you want it to go. And in fact, life is always going to be like that. However, instead of throwing out the baby with the bathwater and going, well, who cares? I won't bother planning anything because I'm not in control anyway. Why not do what we can do to make sure that we at least get the needle moving towards where we want to go, and in fact, arrive even if it's a little bit closer than what we would have if we just left it to seat of the pants, crisis mentality. This is all about setting intention. Intentionality is about doing things on purpose rather than just Groundhog Day, get up, go through the same motions, and then come home and go to bed. To have this intentionality, the first thing that you need is clarity. Clarity around where it is that you want to end up. Even more than this, it's about who do you want to become, not just what do I want to do. And in fact, To get there, you need to understand your own values and priorities. You see, most of us invest most of our energy in other people's priorities. And if we're not clear on what our own priorities are, in fact, our own values are, then it's easy for us to be blown around towards other people's priorities. So the first thing to do is to get this clarity around, who am I? What's my purpose? This thing called my career, where does it fit in to where I'm going? Not having a career that dictates everything and limits the results that you can have. Every single one of us have the ability to be a greater influence, to make the income that we want to make, and to be the impact that we can be in the world. We just need to do things a little bit more intentionally. So sit down, work out exactly, what do I stand for? What are my values? What is it that I want to achieve? I always get my clients to do this little exercise where I ask them, if you were on international television where every single person in the world who had some sort of a device that could see you across the internet were watching you, what message would you like them to hear? That's not going to be about your work. That's going to be about your overall purpose, who you are, what you care about. And that's where you need to start in terms of getting your purpose together for being able to set the intention for 2024. So you may have forgotten that purpose. The day-to-day of everything that you're doing may have overtaken that, and you're not giving that any thought. In fact, you may have pushed it down so that you don't even recognize it anymore because it hurts to see what you want to be and not feel like you're going to be able to get there. So the second thing you need to do is work on those limiting beliefs. Work on that identity that we've talked about and take back control over where it is that you're going, not just in 2024, but for the rest of your life. Now, I know that this is not something that's easy. In fact, nothing that brings the greatest results ever is. And I know in my own life that I've cast aside dreams and goals and ambitions that I had because I was stuck in the day-to-day of the experience that what I was going through in that particular moment. Remember, it's not what happens to you, it's what you make it mean. And further to that, what you make it mean about you and your own ability. When you've tried before and you haven't made it, what have you believed about yourself? What have you made that mean about you? That internal dialogue, which gets way too much airplay, can be reprogrammed. You can start thinking about these things again. So we're in early January. Let's not wait until the end of this year to look back with regret at what we could have done. Start the year by setting your intention. Sit down, have a look, use that R4 method that I've taught you before and go, at the end of the year, what are the results that I want to have in those particular areas that are important to you? One of those could be your career, but there are many other facets of your life as well. Then go, well, what's the reality? How does it look different to that right now? And do that in a forward-focused reflection way where you're not looking to see that it's a gap that's too big, that it's showing you what you can't do and what you haven't done. No, it's just setting a start point. Then have a look at the roadblocks. What are the things that are getting in your way? What are the things that you are doing or not doing that are holding you back? And then look at the resources that you need to add so that you can overcome those roadblocks and get to where it is that you want to go. Set an intention. Either keep it to yourself or let those who are closest to you know. Your intention becomes your filter for the year. And one of the things I love to do is give that intention a one-word name. The name is special for you. It doesn't matter what anybody else has as their word. This word is a rudder. It's a guiding light that shows you, just with that one word, this is the overall intention I have for this year. When you set a destination, when you set an intention, when you realize that it's an incremental journey from where you are now to where you want to go, step by step, day by day, when you have that values and priorities filter to make sure that you are investing your energy towards the things that are going to move the needle towards that intention, then you'll start getting the results that you want. That intention also serves as a vision board to inspire you on those days, and they're going to be there, where you don't feel like doing it anymore. So, set your intention. It's your intention. Instead of letting the world dictate to you where you can end up and stifle your own dreams and abilities, you decide where you're going to be. Well, that's it from me for another week. Join me again next week as we continue this conversation and we look at some of the areas in your professional leadership. I'll see you then.